So for me, some of it was around like personal fitness and things like that, or even just when it comes to want to eat healthier and all these little things that are your typical New Year's resolution, but they do have a relationship to wrestling and being a referee. Like our mental well-being and our physical health, obviously, will benefit our in-ring performance. So.
Exactly. So I'm just looking back on obviously our conversation, and you mentioned about wrestling in Newcastle means a lot to you. Do you know what I mean? What do you mean by that?
So for me and Benji started out at EPW, and we then both went over to Rampage's school, did 3CW together, Defiant together. Like I couldn't tell you if I refereed his last match at 3CW or not, but I definitely refed him there. I refed the last match at Defiant with him. Like the journey me and Benji have had, whether that's be doing the first time I ever did Progress, he was on, like, is someone that at the end of wrestling for me, Benji's still going to be one of the dudes I'm in touch with. So the fact that he's involved with wrestling in Newcastle, you've got Stevie helping out. You've got like a really good crew around that. Reminds me a little bit of 3CW, which is for me the place that really gave me my first chance. I just think, like being able to be involved in that a little bit more than just being a referee, it's just like I'm grateful that wrestling in Newcastle's a thing, and I'm a part of it. So.
Yeah, and I mean, I can speak obviously from a fan because obviously I've been to a couple of shows, and I just love the whole atmosphere, the vibe, everything about it, and stuff like that. And I'll share this story. Like we're at Grand Slam, obviously we bumped into each other and stuff, and I'll never forget what my sister said to us. She turned to me and said, "I don't know what it is about wrestling in Newcastle, but they always seem to just tick every single box as a fan." And I'm like, "We've been everywhere, do you know what I mean? We've been to Progress and stuff like that," and she just never ever said that. So that's credit to wrestling in Newcastle, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So one of the big taglines that's on all the posters is wrestling for everyone. So especially some of our earlier events, I'd watch them and I'd go, and it'd be like Forest Hall, family-friendly crowd, and usually family-friendly crowds don't necessarily mean big social media presence. And I'd watch and I'd go, well, that match was mint. That one's mint. I'm like, if this was put in a nightclub and nothing changed other than the venue, and then say put an adult crowd in there, it'd be all over social media. It'd be everyone would be talking. It's like, oh, who is this new promotion? And I'm like, but it is just for everyone. Like, it could be put in another setting and everyone would still love it. Just another thing that I love about it is it's given people a platform as well. So it's not just a case of, I know I've said you could put it in another venue like a nightclub and a different audience and people would still be raving about it. But when you look at, say, some of the matchups on the Grey North Rumble, you've got some guys who hadn't refereed in Newcastle yet. So Skinner, given guys like Henry Faust more opportunities, as well as having our established guys. If you look at the Rumble and some of the confirmed names there, you've got guys who haven't really been out of their area yet, but they're talented people. Mm-hmm. So, and that's one of the things I've said earlier about like wanting to help people out. So the fact that Wrestling Newcastle is saying, right, who is decent